Carrie. I'm the assistant editor at Gemstone Publishing, and today we are here to talk about manga. It is manga month over at Previews, so today we're going to take a look at 5 classic manga series that you really need to read. This is your Fan 5 at 5. Number 1, Astro Boy. Osamu Tezuka is known as the father of manga, and this is probably his best-known work. This science fiction story ran as a manga from 1952 to 1968 and has since been adapted into a number of different anime series as well. Astro Boy follows the titular Astro, an android who fights crime and various other evildoers with his many powers. Between the action sequences and solid storytelling, it's no surprise that Astro Boy has sold more than 100 million copies around the world. To truly appreciate the manga medium's roots, you really should sit down and enjoy Astro Boy. Number 2, Pokemon Adventures. I'm sure some people might find it a bit of a stretch to call Pokemon a classic series, but the Pokemon Adventures manga began in 1997, and I'd consider a 20-year lifespan to be pretty significant. The story is actually entirely separate from any of the Pokemon anime seasons and instead bears a closer resemblance to the games, with each story arc based on one of the game generations. The battles in Pokemon Adventures are also surprisingly harsh and sometimes even graphic, with some Pokemon and even their trainers becoming grievously injured at times. For Pokemon fans who prefer the games over the show, this is probably the best way to expand that world. Pokemon Adventures is actually the 6th best-selling manga of all time right now, with more than 150 million copies sold around the world. Number 3, Ranma 1/2. This is one of the many works of Rumiko Takahashi, who is otherwise known for Inuyasha and Rin-ne. Combining comedy, action, and romance, Ranma 1/2 follows the many exploits of Ranma Saotome, who fell into a cursed hot spring and now changes into a girl when splashed with cold water, back into a boy when splashed with hot water. He seeks to find a cure for the curse, but must also deal with the fact that he's been set up to marry a girl named Akane Tendo. Ranma is also sought after by a variety of other suitors, and on top of having to live a normal high school life, it leads to a variety of shenanigans. The manga ran between 1987 and 1996 and is considered a major influence on many contemporary series today. Number 4, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. One of my favorites. This series actually celebrates its 30th anniversary this year, having started in 1987. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is currently divided into 8 different story arcs, all featuring a different JoJo going on their own bizarre adventure. The stories of these arcs range from taking down an adopted brother turned vampire, to finding and defeating a serial killer, to following a horse race across the country as people seek to find the scattered corpse pieces of Jesus Christ. I am not even remotely making that last one up. That's literally a thing that happens in JoJo. The fact that the overall story has been so neatly divided into 8 different arcs makes it easy for newcomers of the series to pick one arc at a time to finish. Otherwise, 118 volumes and counting might seem a little bit daunting. The series is also now an anime, which has so far covered the first 4 story arcs, which can actually now be seen in English during Adult Swim's Toonami block. And number 5, Revolutionary Girl Utena. Besides maybe Sailor Moon, Revolutionary Girl Utena is probably the single most important and influential shoujo series ever. It follows the exploits of Utena Tenjo, who met a prince in her childhood after losing her parents and seeks to become a prince herself now. She ends up caught in the mysterious dueling game of Atori Academy, where her fate ends up intertwined with that of Auntie Himemiya, who is known as the Rose Bride. It is said that whoever possesses the Rose Bride will gain the power to revolutionize the world, but Utena eventually finds out the dark secrets that Auntie hides, as well as the true nature of the prince from her childhood. Most fans of Revolutionary Girl Utena are going to be more familiar with the anime series. The manga actually ran somewhat concurrently to the show, and it diverges a bit from the show's story, though they end up at the same point at the end. Fans are actually really divided on how the manga story plays out, especially when compared to the show, but I would argue that the manga is absolutely worth a read just to experience a somewhat different take on the plot. Plus, Chiyo Saito's artwork for the manga is some of the most seriously gorgeous shoujo manga artwork you're ever going to see. So these are just 5 classic series, but you can find these and contemporary series and all sorts of good manga at your local comic shop, so be sure to head there to order or pick up your favorites. My name's Carrie, and this has been your Fan 5 at 5.